change your organization to be, in sync with what's going on in the marketplace?
I think experience is always important, and I think the first thing is you really have to get your hand dirty. For instance, for us, we have the Innovation Lab, which is, I think, is underrated, but it's just something that is to change culture, to get people really passionate about changing the way we usually do business, really understand the customer pain point and try to solve it. So for instance, we just launched a mobile CRM for our relationship manager. So where they can literally, we have thousands of them, and then now I mentioned earlier with a 95 million population with over 30 million motorcycle. So now imagine using that infrastructure and then enhancing our relationship manager with the tools where they can actually bring the bank to the customer living room. That's completely changed the way the customer experience with bank. And now we have another app that's called a cross-sell that really make recommendation for the RMs to know what the customer has been using, recommend the next products or services that they might need. So now today, the customer, they literally don't have to go to a bank, and the bank can actually go to their living room. And so that is the experience that we're using. The existing infrastructure can seem to be a bit low-tech, but adding some other factor into it, and all of a sudden you have a marriage of 1 + 1 greater than 2.
Sure. And how much resource can you dedicate to experimentation? Because if you look at, say Ping An's a great example. Ping An has 15,000 developers. It has a number of different subsidiaries, and they all seem to be kind of working on the latest technologies to see how it could be relevant to its core businesses, but then also be kind of maybe white labeled off to other providers. And how much is available for true experimentation without having to see a return straight away?
Well, I don't think that's a percentage number would justify it, because then we'll have to choose between innovation versus revenue, future revenue. But when you look at a different way, where you have a longer horizon, a longer ROI measurement, and a different way of generating revenues, is completely shifting way. So let's say for us, for innovations, it's a day-to-day business for us. As I have to do it, my senior team had to do a CEO, not just a job of the CTO. For instance, we have the innovation challenge, which we'll call ACV Wins. This is the second year we launched it, and actually one of the top 5 team, the member of one of the top 5 are division head, finance, property appraisal, credit processes, and that's very interesting that they do that BAU normal, but you don't expect them to innovate, right? But then when you open the playground for them, it's innovate everywhere. So it's spread like Wi-Fi. So you can't really put a wall of say, okay, 80% on here, it's just you can do your business as usual, and the other 20% that's you have your hat on as innovation team and then do only innovation. So we encourage our employees to just break down all the barriers of the current processes to understand the customer pain point and try to resolve it. So in terms of budget, IT is right now the third largest, have the third largest budgets for the bank. So sure. Probably about 20 to 30 million.
Okay, fantastic. How does that compare and contrast to the way you see things for your bank?
Well, we have, for us to pick a criteria, we have 3 criteria. First of all is whether it's going to fit the unique needs for the local markets. So copycat ideas from different markets and trying to apply to local markets probably doesn't work for us. The second thing is that does it help us to leapfrog technology, other company.
So leapfrogging is key for you guys.
Yeah, so just because then if you're constantly trying to catch up, you're already behind. Then you keep trying to build and fixing the legacy system that you currently have, but why don't we just leapfrog? It was much faster. And then the third one is whether that technology or that innovations will promote profitability, whether it's from reducing costs, generating revenues, or increasing customer or enhancing customer satisfaction, and we measure the customer satisfaction based on that.
Okay. And how many would you say initiatives that you're working on today are for 5 years plus?
What we have is, let's say we have one side is ACB the bank, and then we have the other one is ACB the platform, right? So for all the initiative that we currently have, let's say we have the one initiative called the customer value propositions, which is building around exactly what our customer need. But underneath that, we have a lot of initiative building into the future, where we see in, say, 10 years time, ACB now division, ACB the bank would be the leading retail bank, and then ACB the platform will be the integrated platform to serve the financial needs of our customer. So from that, the journey changing from providing the banking products to providing the banking experience, and then at the next step, providing banking as a lifestyle. So the horizon, let's say the customer value proposition, which will take us maybe about 18 months to 2 years, and then building all the ecosystem platform will be about another 5 years.
Over 5 years, wow.
Because then we need to actually go with the market. You don't want to come out with the products that is already ahead, and then there's no user, and you put a lot of investment there. So it's also measuring how ready the local markets is. Currently, right now, it's quite encouraging. We have, let's say, 85% of the city and urban's population is actually using smartphone technology, and they're very adaptive to the new technologies.
Fantastic. And so, Werner,